nothing gives you greater happiness than being outside in the environment, in the green space, having sunshine, having clean air, having clean water, and being to enjoy yourself and being able to give the same joy to your children and to future generations. Land is so nourishing to your soul. Who comes to Florida for the paved roads? I like to say I'm a fifth generation Sarasota winter resident. Of course, I'm a full-time resident. Actually, we've raised our family in Sarasota, but my previous generations were seasonal residents since before the previous century. It's great to be in a place that a lot of family stories have been made and have occurred, and where you have history and deep roots. It's a great feeling. But one of the nice things about Sarasota especially, it's always been very warm and welcoming for newcomers. You don't have to have 5 generations of roots in order to find your place in Sarasota. What is important for my philanthropy is that I love the environment. I started Conservation Foundation of the Gulf Coast, one of the early private nonprofit land trusts, land conservation organizations here. So I've done a lot of work in the environmental conservation field because we love Sarasota, and people don't come here for the roads, but they come here for the natural beauty. At the time, it was quite clear that over the course of the next 5 to 10 years, all of the major land use decisions would be made. If land didn't get conserved in the next 5 to 10 years, especially the big tracts, you can never preserve a piece of land that's been developed. It's not something that is realistic to undo. There's always an urgency in the conservation community to do the work before it's too late. We set ourselves a 5-year timeline. We said, we know how to do this. We have the ideas. We know how to start an organization. Let's do it. And in 5 years, if nobody else is interested in it and we don't have a network of supporters, well, so be it. We will do something different. But lo and behold, now 20 years later, nearly 25 years later, 40,000 acres preserved in over 40 different projects with innumerable supporters in the community. It's been a runaway success, so I am extremely proud of it. And at the same time, one of the other things that makes Sarasota so special is our culture and the cultural organizations. So I support the Asolo Repertory Theatre, the Hermitage, also the Sarasota Art Museum, and of course Selby Gardens, which really again falls under the umbrella of the environmental organizations. So there's a couple of different buckets I like to think of where I expend my energy, because I don't think it's a silo. There's different parts that make this community wonderful, so I spread some of my efforts around. I was on the board for 9 years of Gulf Coast Community Foundation. Actually, that was a great story, a little bit back to about, what can you do? How can you get involved? I started as a volunteer with Gulf Coast Community Foundation. I was an early grantee. Gulf Coast Community Foundation wrote the first grant for the Conservation Foundation of the Gulf Coast. Really helped us get off the ground. I started as a volunteer, and I ended up as board chair of an organization that grants over $40 million of community investment into the community every year. I have 6 children, actually. We're a bit of a Brady bunch. We have 3 boys and 3 girls. I don't even really have to have any conversations with the kids. They all know how how we spend our time and how much of my free time I invest in helping organizations grow and build and raise money and expand. So there's not much talking about it. It's really just leading by example. And I see them all following in the footsteps in different ways. If they're, teachers or social work or volunteerism or doing a jogathon. There's so many ways to get a start, but it's really an important part of everybody's time to also give back in some way or the other to your community. With great privilege comes great responsibility of helping leave your community a better place than you found it.